Upon the Empire's rise to power, it underwent a massive change from the democracy that it had enjoyed for over a millennia to a strict autocracy firmly under Palpatine's control. And although the Jedi were the first to quickly be purged from its ranks, there were many other casualties. The people of the Republic were now living in a terror state, and the Jedi were going to be far from the last to feel this unjust wrath. Now, the main focus of this video is actually the intelligence groups under the Empire, which acted as a secret police, if you will. These were the silent hand that would enforce Sidious's will across the galaxy, responding to no other law except for the ones given to them by the Emperor himself. Now, there was many different intelligence operations. There was Imperial Intelligence and the Imperial Security Bureau, or ISB, to name just two, and these groups were responsible for ensuring the continuation and security of the Empire. However, this cost people's liberties. On day one after the formation of the Galactic Empire, Imperial Intelligence arrested 63 senators and had them imprisoned and likely executed on accounts of treason to the new empire. Now, you may be wondering, how did they commit treason a day into the rule of Palpatine? In reality, these were members of the Delegation of 2000 from the Clone Wars, a group of senators who throughout the war had pushed to put limitations on Palpatine's power base and end the war as soon as possible. This was a way of shutting down any critics before they were even given a chance to speak out. And it firmly sent a message to the Senate that Sidious was in charge. We can imagine that this became rudimentary in the Empire, and a lot of people would go missing all throughout its term. Now, despite Imperial Intelligence enforcing Palpatine's terror state, in my opinion, the worst of these organisations is by far the ISB, or Imperial Security Bureau. In fact, there was reportedly a saying within Imperial Intelligence about how many ISB agents it would take to change a light bulb. One to change it, and then another one to accuse the first one of disloyalty. And this tells us everything we need to know about the ISB and its headstrong rhetoric. And although a catchy saying, this was not unfounded. Whilst Imperial Intelligence was often in charge of weeding out treachery on supposed Imperial staff, such as senators and generals, the ISB was generally far more integrated into the civilian sector. One key duty of the ISB was to remove any inappropriate materials. This included separatist propaganda that was destroyed in the huge amounts post the end of the war, and having such material could easily result in your arrest. The ISB also, through numerous subgroups, controlled communications over the HoloNet and spied on countless individuals for subversive talk. Nearly all media was monitored by the ISB, and any artists who were found of creating something that would not follow Imperial guidelines or could potentially show the Empire in a not-so-positive light would have their work destroyed, and they would likely disappear along with their friends and family. Sadly, ISB agents were not completely uncommon. However, if you did see one, you'd probably be wishing that you hadn't. If an ISB agent was investigating your world or town, you'd better hope that you can prove your innocence. As with everything in the Empire, they choose to stay on the side of caution. It's the idea that it's better to kill 100 innocents than let one traitor run free. Interestingly, nothing is overtly known about a lot of these secret intelligence groups. We can imagine that following Sidious's death, they were frantically trying to destroy all of their meticulous incriminating records. This is because a huge portion of ISB and intelligence activities were technically completely illegal, and with the New Republic looming closer, they didn't want any of it to be traced back to them so that they could be trialed. Interestingly enough, ISB agents were actually some of the final holdouts in the Empire, likely knowing that if the Republic won, they would not see the light of day again. The ISB was responsible for continuing the rumours that Palpatine was alive, and forcing Mas Amedda, who was now the head of state of the Empire, to continue the Imperial rhetoric on Coruscant. Realistically, without these forces, the Empire's ability to suppress much of the rebel activity for as long as it did will have not been possible. It was very much the silent shield that protected the Empire from insurgencies, and not only this, but it suppressed its own people and individuals from even realising that they were living under tyranny. But what do you guys think of the ISB? How dangerous was it? And do you think many ISB agents saw justice when the New Republic took control? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, please remember to like, share and sub, as it's really appreciated and it helps this channel grow. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at The Lore Guy and tick the bell for regular updates. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching, I really do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.